Why was Superman a hero? We're going to talk about it on today's podcast.
I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life.
What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm excited you joined me today because we're going to talk about Superman. Superman was incredible. Have you seen the Superman movies? There's new ones, right? I think there's a couple new ones, but the old ones, the classic ones from way back when, Superman had some serious cape abilities. Right? He had capabilities. Capabilities, what does that mean? He wore a cape, right? That's the easiest way to think of capabilities. What could he do? Superman could do like anything, right? He could see through walls. He had X-ray vision, right? He could fly, and he could fly so fast that he could fly around the world backwards, make the world spin backwards and reverse time. How cool was that? You saw that show, didn't you? Right? It was kind of funny, actually. But what else could he do? He was, you couldn't shoot him. He was impenetrable. He had skin of armor and steel. What else? He was super strong. He had super strength. He could lift up buildings and buses, right? Whatever he needed to do. He could do anything. He could fly. He could freeze. If he blew from his lips, he could freeze something. Right? And he'd freeze something instantly. He had lasers he could shoot out of his eyeballs. What the heck? He could cut things in half with his eye. He had some serious cape abilities, right? And that's interesting, right? Capabilities, and that's an interesting way. I like to split the word because, if you followed me any amount of time at all, I love to split words and go back and reuse them as they are. Cape abilities. Well, you got this cape, right? You got this cape, this shroud, this thing that you put on. And when Superman put on his cape, he could do anything, right? You never saw Superman without his cape. But here's the thing. Superman's capabilities were really cool, and we loved it. And it's always really fun to think about the superpowers that he had. In fact, I believe that you have a superpower too, and you believe that I have a superpower and other people have superpowers. I mean, this is a common belief now, and if you don't, you should. Everybody's got superpowers. In fact, that's what has stemmed superpower and superhero movies and stories through the ages, is because we hear about people doing amazing miracle type things. And these amazing miracle type things that we do, they're considered superpowers by other people because other people may not know how to do them. Maybe you know how to dance. Maybe you know how to sing. Maybe you know how to speak. Maybe you're really good at writing, or maybe you're really good at drawing. Maybe you love to ride horses. I don't know what the thing is that you're really great at. Maybe you have a superpower at one of those things. But let's look a little deeper. And here's why. Have you noticed that the end of the superhero movies, one of the reasons we like them so much is because when we get to the end of the superhero movie, it wasn't their superpower that made them so super. It wasn't that external thing of cutting a building in half with their eyeballs or spinning the world around so it could go backwards. It ended up being their humanity. It was their transformation and their humanity, of being something more. Their superpower was something else inside of them, their compassion, their love for humanity, their love for other people, their love for something greater than themselves. And even though they were superheroes, they had to find something deep down within them that was special, beyond measure, something beyond their superpower, something beyond their super strength or time travel abilities. They had to find something that was going to make them unique and something that could help impact the world. And it sounds so huge. It sounds like such a big thing. I'm going to change the world. You say that to yourself and you think, gosh, that's huge. But every action you take is changing the world right now. Whether you realize it or not, every small and maybe seemingly insignificant action changes the world. Why? Because there is algae in the ocean that produces oxygen at a massive rate, and it is teeny and small, and it has a place in the ecosystem so that we can breathe the oxygen we need. And did you know trees, they actually produce oxygen, right? They take in the carbon dioxide. But did you know bamboo, there's bamboo that does it better? Crazy, right? Everything has its superpower, its small thing, its little thing that can actually change the world and do something amazing. Sometimes our superpower is sunk deep in and we don't even know it, because maybe we just do it and we don't even realize how good it is. We don't even realize what that thing is. I was on a call with one of my clients the other day, and it was so awesome to listen to him talk. And they were there to talk to me about what they were great at and what their superpower was. And when we got to the end, I was like, you are amazing. You are going to do great things. And they said, that's really great. I'm so glad you can see it. What is it? What is it that I do that's so great? Because you're saying that you can hear it, and I don't get it. I don't understand. It just seems like I'm another one of the many, another of the masses. What is it that I do? I don't know. I don't get it. Can you tell me? And I didn't tell them, but I did point out a few of the things that they said. And all I did was remind them with their words. And sometimes you can't hear it when you say it. Sometimes you can't see it when it's within you. Mostly because what we use our eyes for is to see what's without, right? Everything outside of you. But we don't use our eyes to see what's within us. And so it does get difficult sometimes to understand and see what our superpower is. And it takes a little introspection, a little bit of time to reflect on who we are and what we love and what we're all about. In the Lifer framework, this is the part where we say, learn thyself. Socrates said it so long ago. Learn thyself, learn yourself. We must learn ourselves and understand what we have within so that we can stop operating without what we are really all about. You have a superpower, and it may not necessarily be the cape that you put on, because the cape didn't make Superman super. The cape wasn't what allowed him to fly. It wasn't what allowed him to use lasers out of his eyeballs, and it certainly wasn't the thing that kept him from bullets penetrating his skin. What made him super was what was within, not the cape ability. So what's your superpower? What is it that drives you from the inside out? What is it that you have inside that makes you a superhero? Because you are a superhero and you have superpowers. And if you haven't found them yet, we need to chat. We need to talk, because I want to help you figure out how to get them out. And maybe us just talking about it right now has pulled it out of you. I hope so. I hope that's the case. You deserve to find your superpower. It's in there. And there hasn't been a single person I've ever talked to or ever worked with that I haven't been able to draw it out of them and help them be able to see it when they looked inside. You aren't going to find it outside of you. You're not going to see it by observing outwardly, only inwardly. Guys, let's find your superpower. Can't wait to see you on the next episode. If you know somebody that needs to hear this message today, please share it with them. Hashtag Magic for Life. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Hey lifers, we expect upgrades to the base operating functions of the things like our phones, cars, and even refrigerators. Why then has it not been made a priority that we upgrade the operating systems of our emotional states? We dance around the subject of emotional mastery from a young age. We have so much more knowledge in today's world, yet we're still teaching outdated methods of emotional education, if any are being taught at all. It's time for a change. It's time for an upgrade to our emotional education. Let me help you learn how to do that. Pick up your free copy of Every Minute at everyminutebook.com.